SFK was kind of like our older generation crew and our crew. It was like Aaron Bittner, Dave Doman, Eric Christensen, Simon Larson, Timmy Ronan, myself, Bode, Scott Stevens. All of us were kind of SFK. And we moved here. You know, I was living away from home for the first time as a young adult, and it was awesome. We caused a lot of wreckage. We would get golf carts and run stuff over in our backyard and go snowboarding and skateboard all day. It was every kid's dream. Snowboard, skateboard, run stuff over the golf cart.
I'm coming up on year 4 right now in Salt Lake. When I got here and I had all the access to everything here, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna try my hardest to push myself and just continue to have my snowboarding keep evolving. And this is the place to do it.
It's been cool living here for a long time and naturally progressing more into building jumps and snowmobiling. And you can ride park when there's no fresh snow, and then you can ride powder when it snows, and you can ride street when it snows in the city. So really, like, if you want to be an all-terrain snowboarder, you got everything you need right here in Salt Lake.
You know, there's people that come here, they end up, you know, experience the mountains, love it, they rent a house, and then as they get a little bit older, they're like, am I really gonna move back home? Then they spend a summer here and they love the summer here. You know, and next thing you know, you buy a house, your crew all starts buying houses, you're Salt Lake residents now.
The Olympics came in 2002. I was around, 8 or 9. And it was actually really sick watching that in person, seeing that level of riding. And like, obviously Ross, JJ, and Danny sweeped it. That definitely got me hyped on competing, watching the Olympics, and then especially meeting them in real life and just kind of realizing that they're also just snowboarders and just normal people at the end of the day, but also just snowboarders, and making the connection of I can transfer my energy into this and maybe one day be one of these guys. Yeah, Lick the Cat came about riding at Park City, and
our friend Germ, who we used to just snowboard with, he started making edits on a little handy cam.
He started filming everything and just made this edit called Lick the Cat. And it was a Lick the Cat 1. And he just put it on Vimeo, and people started to kind of vibe with it, and then there was Lick the Cat 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There's something when we get together, it's just this awesome energy, and it's always just super fun. So then this year it's been pretty rad. We're making a full movie, and it's been a shit show, but an awesome shit show. It's just like 8 of us going around, one filmer, traveling the world with our best friend.
When you go up Little Cottonwood and you go, Grizzly Gulch is at the top and they call it Flagstaff on the side, and that's where the Valley of the Cornices is. I mean, that strip of real estate, of winter fun, has provided so many movies with images, and so many people with incredible stomps and tricks.
That's where I first started learning about backcountry snowboarding and building jumps, was Grizzly Gulch and Valley of the Cornices. Every single year it was in a video and people would hit it a new, different way. It was in Resistance when those guys built less of a hip and built it into a quarter pipe, and Jeremy Jones did that back nine shirtless. It was like almost a McTwist 9 but back 9, and JP did a giant switch McTwist. Gigi Ruff back 180 over that whole valley in Destroyer. That was some psycho shit. Jeff Anderson is back in Black Part. It's because it's cool because most people hit it in the spring, but those guys hit it like midwinter, and he did a cab 5, like alley-oop cab 5 and a front 3, like hip style into the Valley of the Cornices, and it's like blower pow, and like you never see it like that. Even later in the robot food years, they built a giant hip quarter pipe up at the very top, and David Benedict had that switch McTwist transwool cover. And then up at the very top above the Valley of the Cornices, there's the Flagstaff gap that Bjorn backwind and back 5 and love-hate it. But ever since then, I would build a hip up there, quarter pipes or jumps into the valley like all the time, and I was looking at it like, I want to jump that one day. And I just, I don't know, I guess Sage wanted to hit some big jumps. That's what he was saying. He's like, I've been in Whistler all year, waiting for the sun. I want to do something in the spring, and I haven't hit any big jumps. Let's hit something gnarly.
Yeah, when we gapped the Valley Cornices, we called it Bridge the Terabithia because we literally had to build a 12-foot tall bridge to get to the lip of the jump. We made it! Yeah, let's just say we made
it! I've been shooting around here since like 98, 99, and just last season I shot a new jump with Bode called Earl Grey. I guess it was 2 seasons ago. A jump that no one had ever even thought of building in the Logan backcountry. This giant step down gap. We went back and hit it this year with Absinthe, and you know, they had hit Chad's Gap 3 days before and they were saying this was more scary. It seems like if you want to put in the work, there's still plenty of new things to be done and new ways to look at the terrain and keep stepping it up.
Probably 2005 was the first year that I like snowboarded in Gardens, like before it really got going. Each year, maybe every other year, like the Canyon police would just like chop everything down and or like take the rails, and we'd be like, all right, well, move it up. Like move it to a different spot, and we moved it like 3 or 4 times until finally we were like on the other side of the road. A heyday at the old Bones End, like the last one in Guardsman's, would probably be like 50 to 60 homies, like you knew everyone, and they're all like insanely good snowboarders. And then now, Brighton, like if you're there on a weekend and it's like more than an inch of snow on the ground, like I'm talking like there's mud, there's still like close to 300-400 people throughout the day. It makes Brighton seem really cool, which they are. Like, it's pretty sick. Like no other mountain in their right mind would be like, yeah, come up for free. Like just ride the stuff. Yeah, go for it.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, I frequent both Cottonwood Canyons I've just found over the years. I mean, I've traveled the world snowboarding, and I've never found a place that has the snow that we have here. I've never found a place that I could scoop up a foot of snow and it just runs a flutter away. You know, you get a powder day like that with a foot plus powder, it'll change your life.
Like when you start thinking about Top Dog, Salt Lake, just like heavyweights, you know, you got JP, Jeremy, Bode has done like countless ruthless A grades here. Dylan Thompson has came through and just like wrecked street rails here. Justin Benny and Mark Frank. You know how many Mark Frank jumps there are here? You're like, oh, we're at Mark Frank jump. Which one? There's 20 of them. Seth Hewitt, Bjorn, Justin Hebel. That dude's done some legitimate A grades. Mikey LeBlanc has done some notables. I really love when Mikey went to Brighton and he back 180 to the parking lot.
I think that, like in hindsight, like I'm so lucky that I grew up in Utah with all that good stuff surrounding me, because to have those perfect handrails like essentially next door, and a resort that just is small and manageable but has this access to so much sick backcountry, like such a concentrated amount of like amazing snowboarding in one spot.
I don't know, I just feel so fortunate and happy to have like lived here my whole snowboarding life and just been around the people here and the progression and just like the energy and just everything that's happened over the years in Salt Lake. It's like, I live here, so I've just felt it.
I've never moved anywhere, I've never lived somewhere else for a season, because I've always been able to, for 20 years, I've been able to put a part out based out of here. You have backcountry, you have rails, and I mean, to be able to do both of those things in the same day, I mean, we can go clip up on a rail, and we've done this, and then head up to Brighton and get a backcountry clip. There's no place like it, which we've heard a million times, and until you come, you can't grasp that. I've heard these things for 20 years, and it is all true. You know, people just, they love the place.
telling anybody what to do, but you know, I think if you guys are gonna do this thing again tomorrow,
Yeah.
let's get, I got like 5-6 people in the neighborhood. Let's just go out and put a lot of snow down there where it's dirt.
Yeah.
So they have a landing pad.
Better landing.
And then they can come off and hit, they should hit about here and go down and scrape and then be able to get into the snow and turn around without falling down.
Yeah.